I'm Nick, and today I'll be talking to you guys about tobacco. Today, we're aware of all the bad effects that tobacco has on our bodies. We know how hard it is to quit. We still have high rates of smoking. It's a very profitable industry, and we have high costs of medical care due to tobacco consumption. So, according to the Center for Disease Control, tobacco today is the leading cause of preventable death in the US. 5% of Americans live with a smoking related illness. More than $1 million per hour is spent on tobacco advertisement. And tobacco is responsible for nothing less than 7 million deaths per year worldwide. So the economic cost of tobacco. Besides the cost to advertising, because today billions of dollars are designated to campaigns to prevent smoking and helping smokers quit. So you have countries like in the US with extraordinary costs for health insurance, and a lot of this money is being spent on illnesses that could be easily be preventable if people would not smoke. Over $150 billion are spent on medical care due to tobacco consumption. Okay, so this comes with the question: should cigarettes be legal? Well, this is hard to say because cigarettes were only found to be harmful for our bodies by the second half of the 20th century. So by the time the first research started to come, we had a lot of generations already engaged on the habit of smoking. So we didn't have only young people, but probably most of our parents, grandparents, they at least have some sort of contact with the substance. It was very hard first to introduce and explain why you shouldn't smoke, what were the risks. The propaganda at the time, the advertisement was very, very strong. So governments believe that the taxation today is the best way to prevent those habits, because the money that they gather on taxation on one pack of cigarettes is the same money that they go and allocate for campaigns to help you quit, or also on medical care in case of emergency, of course. So there's also the popular belief that in a democratic country, the government should not dictate what substances the population can and cannot consume. So tobacco regulation in comparison to other products. If you compare tobacco with cannabis, that today we know and we are aware that the cannabis has less side effects to your health than tobacco. It's still very hard to understand why governments deal with a double standard for two kind of similar substances. So cannabis suffer definitely more regulations worldwide than tobacco. Fast food, for example, it's extremely harmful for your body, but it's widely accepted in pretty much every country in the Western world. And medicines with strong side effects are also often available for public consumption. Now, the possible benefits of prohibiting tobacco, well, it could be that it would change in the future popular perception, as it happened with many other drugs. For example, opioid, it was legal at some point, and after the centuries now that it's been illegal, popular perception changed drastically. You don't see as much people using opioids. However, this is something that would go against such a big industry and it's people's habits. And it's proven already that once there's a demand for a certain product, there will be a supply. So the easiest way it is for governments to control by taxation and allocating the money in the right way. So the other benefit would be, it would definitely be harder to find tobacco products, but again, it wouldn't be impossible, the same way we have drug consumptions today, even though they're illegal. And potential reduction of medical costs related to tobacco illness. You would have potentially a reduction, but at the same time, it would be hard to recognize whether the illnesses are being caused by the tobacco consumption or by something else. So in my opinion, the way for the future is to keep tobacco legal. However, keep the taxation going, spending money on education, advertising the risks of tobacco consumption, showing the public what is necessary to quit, helping the public when it's necessary to quit. And thank you guys, that's my presentation. Here I'll have my references, and those are my image reference. Thank you very much for your attention.